stations. 250.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our Thursday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. I will be joined later on by my awesome partner, Benny Allen and Miss Casey Jackson. So as always, turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage, as you guys always do. And for the courtesy of the others on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted at all times unless you are actively making a comment or asking a question. Okay. Just a quick disclaimer, trading does have risk. We're not CTAs, which stands for Commodity Trading Advisors. So the information that we give is for educational purposes only. We can teach about the technicals, we can teach about the fundamentals, we can teach about everything all the way down to the trades that we like to take, including entries and potential exits. But at the end of the day, it is up to you to press that button to take that trade. So always remember to trade responsibly and never risk any money that you cannot afford to lose. All right, so this is a good morning. It's a good morning. I missed you guys last night. But I think we got some good things to take a look at this morning. So what my plan is to take a look at some of the yen crosses. So your Aussie yen, your pound yen, New Zealand yen, just to get a look at what they could potentially be setting up for. And then if you guys have any pairs that you would like me to take a look at, as I switch over to my other screen, I ask that you drop those in the chat for me, and we can take a look at some of those as well. All right. So go ahead and drop those pairs in the chat if you have any that you'd like me to take a look at this morning. We will be kind of tight on time today, just because got a family vacation coming up. We leave later on or early this afternoon, so I have to finish getting everything ready for that. So we'll be a little tight on time, but we'll get some good work in over the next 55 minutes. So here. Nobody has any pairs, okay? Drop me one in the chat if you can see my screen. Cool deal. Let's get rocking. So we'll start with the Aussie yen. This is a pair that we've been watching for quite some time. Flick back out to the daily time frame, right? So this is our capital AB boundary here, right? Well, let's go back real quick. So last night we had some news, right? New Zealand GDP beat the expectation, right? So strength for the New Zealand dollar here, right? Some light yen news came in negative, okay? Trade balance. Then for the Aussie was mixed, right? Unemployment change was negative 146 million as opposed to the 78 million expectation. So that unemployment change was negative for the Aussie. The unemployment rate was positive for the Aussie, okay? So unemployment rate dropped 0.5% more than it was expected. So we had some mixed news there, okay? Then early this morning, some euro news positive on the euro. Trade balance came in a little bit low. All right, and then later on today we have some dollar news, right? Core retail sales and retail sales month over month, which could push the market in one direction or the other. Okay, and then tomorrow, just a few light things, nothing too heavy, nothing too heavy. Okay, so that's just a quick look at the news announcement side of things. Okay, so on this Aussie yen, right? This is our capital AB boundary. We've been watching this move to the downside. We got a 50% retracement, and then we got this nice bounce, right? Got this nice push to the upside as the Aussie gained strength over the last couple of weeks. And then most recently, this week, right, we've seen this push to the downside. Seen this push to the downside, right? So if we look at this on this 1 hour time frame, you can see that we have the potential for, and I believe Benny talked about this, right? For King's Crown pattern, right? This low took out that low, right? And this high came back and took out this previous high. And then for C, right, the right tip, price is stalling out right here. So we could get a pushback into the upside, like so, okay? So we'll look at this a little bit more closely on the 1 hour time frame, but that's potentially what's setting up for this Aussie yen, even though the news yesterday was mixed. Okay. Right. So as we've talked about with harmonic patterns, right? If we take this fib from the bottom to the top, we see we're sitting right at a 50% retracement level, right? If we ran the fib just from the bottom to the top on this harmonic pattern. Okay. So something for us to watch there as potential. Okay. We did get a 50% retracement, right? So we'll see if this plays out. So let's drop down to the 1 hour time frame just to see where we are. Right. So if we zoom all the way out, right? We ran our fibs from the top to the bottom. Okay. This is our active fib on the 1 hour time frame. This was that retracement that we got, just shy of that 78.6% retracement, right? But you see this pattern a little more clearly now. Okay. You see this a little more clearly. Okay. And that's that low. So off of this last most recent active fib on the 1 hour time frame, we're sitting right at a 786 retracement. Okay. And if we, right, we're combining these fibs in this scenario because of the potential harmonic pattern here, right? But we got a shallow retracement, pushed higher than that 118 to 127, but got to that daily resistance level and then just fell to the downside. So if we look at sub fibs on this move to the downside, right, we got an AB boundary. Momentum is extremely strong for the yen, pushed down to this 118 and 127 level. And now we're just getting this kind of sideways movement with a potential double bottom right here, right? Potential double bottom right here. So it's telling us that price is just unable to break out of this zone, right? And we got consolidation, right? Price couldn't break through the high, right? Came back down and couldn't break through the low. Okay, so if you guys remember last week, Benny talking about these harmonic patterns that show up on a smaller scale, right? Within these zones of consolidation, you don't get a breakout to the top, you don't get a breakout to the bottom. You got a double bottom formation here, right? At this 786 zone. Okay, so we got the potential for price to push to the upside, right? So Benny talked about this one yesterday. So what we can do on this one, right, to give us a little bit more confirmation, right? Because we want to wait because the yen has been strong, right? And we did have some negative news on the Aussie. So just to play it cautiously, right? If you're not already in this, to play it cautiously, right? We'll drop our trend lines on this. Okay. Like so. Now, if we get a break of this trend line to the upside, right? If we get a break of the trend line to the upside, we'll have our swing low, get a trend line break. That could be an entry opportunity, or if you wait for a pullback to retest this resistance level here, right? That could be an entry opportunity for you. as long as that level holds, to play this back to the upside. Okay. You guys see that? See how each of these pieces come together, right? Down in our sweet spot zone, and actually looking closely, it didn't get to a 786 level, right? Still in the 618 zone. Okay. So 618 retracement, right? Double bottom potentially forming here as long as this level holds, right? If we get a break out of that, be a harmonic pattern there, and we could get a push at least to this outer trend line, potentially deeper. If we get a break of the outer trend line, right, that could then be our, I call it our go signal, right, for the potential of price continuing higher to complete this this crown pattern, all right? You guys follow me on this? Drop
Yes,
me
we are.
or mute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Ryan,
Good morning, Fee. What's happening?
you all right? You know where we are now?
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, I want to pray that on there. Does that mean that I can pray the AB boundary going up, going back to 618?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So if you play this move, right, if you get a break of that trend line there, right, your TP levels will be the same. All right. So that 38 would be TP1. Your TP2 would be 618. TP3 would be that A boundary.
Okay.
Right? So
What about
your
the AB
first
boundary on the other side? On
Say
this
again?
going up. The AB boundary going back up?
Mm-hmm.
You see now it's back on to 618.
Yep. So here's the thing, right? So if this AB boundary plays out, right, because we've kind of been in this consolidation, right, we're looking at the potential of this King's Crown pattern playing out. So these would be your first TP levels, okay? Then if you get a break of that high, right, now we know we're moving to the upside. So that then that 618 extension would be that next level.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
A little sense.
Kind of, right?
So am I playing the AB boundary coming down, or am I playing AB boundary going up?
In this current scenario, what I would initially play is the AB boundary here.
Okay.
I would play this one because, right? So think about the fundamental side of it, right? The yen has been strong. The Aussie has been weak as of late.
Okay.
Right? Iron ore price is falling. So initially, I would just play this AB boundary until this A gets taken out. Then once the A gets taken out, now we can look at price moving higher, right, to that D extension level.
Okay.
Right? And so we're adding pieces to the story, right? Adding the details. So then if this daily resistance level gets broken, right? You see price struggled here a couple times, price struggled here. If this daily resistance level then gets broken, right? That's an indicator for us that price can move higher. Okay. Right. And so that would be an additional indication that we could continue moving up to complete this King's Crown pattern. Okay. To this next resistance level, which is the A boundary here. Yeah. You see that? Yeah. So that's how you can play that, right? And you can just play the ABCD moves in it. So if that A gets taken out, then we wait for a new high to form. So say it looks something like this, right? That A boundary gets taken out. Yeah. So then we wait for a new swing high to form. We get a new fib. Now, right, you can play the B to C move here, or you can wait for a low to then move back to the upside. Okay, cool. Follow me? Yeah, following now. Okay. Good. Is it advisable to set a buy limit or sell limit or wait for a trend line break? That's going to be totally up to your rules, right? That's going to be totally up to your rules and how you set that up. So for me in these scenarios, I set an alert on the trend line break, right? I'll set an alert for the trend line. I'll use a smart trend line in this case, but here, right? If you use a smart trend line, bang, right? Extend it out. Now I'll set an alert on the trend line to be notified when that trend line breaks, right? So now I get an alert when the trend line breaks. I can take a look at it and make my decision from there, right? If it's a strong bullish candle, perfect, I'll take the opportunity to enter. If it's not, if it's just sideways movement, I'll shift my trend line then to the outermost point and wait for a strong bullish move. Okay, so that's going to be totally up to your rules, right? If you want to wait for the trend line break and then pull back and set you a buy limit at the resistance support level here, that's definitely up to you. You can do that, absolutely. So it's going to be how you set up your trading style and what types of entries you decide to take. Okay. But at minimum, right, you want to wait for a trend line break, a strong bullish move, a trend line break and a close. So we get a swing low, trend line break, right? And if the stochastic is in the buy zone, right, that's a 1, 2, 3 entry, right? Swing low, trend line break, stochastic. So it would take some time, right, for the stochastic push back down into the buy zone, right? So that could be a break and a pullback, but right, trend line break, swing low, stochastic in the buy zone. That's the 1, 2, 3 entry that we talk about. Okay. So, and if you don't have any rules, I suggest you start working on those as you're going through the training, right? All of the points that we talk about, right? The sweet spots, all right? Swing lows, trend line breaks. Start building out your trading plan, okay? So that is the Aussie yen. That's the Aussie yen. Any other questions on this one? No. All right, cool deal. Let's take, Benny took a look at the Swiss JPY last night. Okay. So on this one, right, price has been moving to the downside beautifully. Okay. 61.8 retracement. We're pushing down to this daily 38.2 level, right, which we hadn't gotten. So we've been waiting on it. And it's playing out beautifully. Okay. Oops. Okay. So daily 38.2. All right, price is pushing down, tracking to it. All right, back into this consolidation zone that it broke out of. So that's what we've been tracking. We're almost there. So if we take a look at the 1 hour time frame on this, look at this, all right? That's that level, right in line with the D extension, right? There was potential for a pullback at this 118, 127 zone, but with the yen strength, just blew straight through it. Okay, so what you can potentially look for, seeing how close we are to that D extension and that daily 38.2 level, right? Wait for this D extension to get hit, right? That's a strong impulsive move to the downside. We do have a stochastic in the buy zone, but that's a strong move, right? And we're not far from this D extension. 20 pips from 27 pips from the D extension, 24 pips from that 38.2 level. So I would love to see this D extension get hit, right? I would love to see the D extension get hit. We were looking for price to come down, very little retracement, stall in the zone. You see, these are really strong bearish candles, right? Strong bearish candles. So that's what happened overnight. So wait for this level to get hit, and then we can look for a new AB boundary to form, right? You can also track this with your trend lines just to follow it, keep you honest. Like so. Okay. See how sharp this trend line is here, right? And this would technically be your inner trend line, almost straight down, right? So wait on that. Wait on that. The yen got really strong, really strong. Okay, so that's what I would be looking for there at this moment. At this moment, still an 80-20 play, hasn't gotten there yet, but I would love to see that hit and then give us a new AB boundary, right? And then we'd be able to play from there. Okay. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, thanks.
Awesome. All right. So, any questions on the Swiss yen? No? All righty. Take a look at the CAD yen really quickly. And this one is already pushing. So, all right, on this one, we've also been tracking these lower levels, right? But trying to get to this daily 30 at 2 level, right? Price is trying to make its way, kind of stalled down here, right? Weekly support. We got to push up, right? So on this active fib, on the upper retracement zone, right? Price pushed down, gave us a nice push up. Okay. Gave us a nice push up. Now it's trying to break through this daily support level, but it's struggling. Got a long wick here, right? But it's struggling to break through that level. Okay. Oil prices retracing a little bit, right? Go to trading economics. We see oil prices remain elevated, right? Crude oil futures were around 72.6 a barrel on Thursday, after touching the 2.5-month high of 73.14 the day before. All right. They made a bigger than expected draw from the US crude inventories. Okay. So crude oil has been pushing back up a little bit. So that would give a little bit, gives this some strength to potentially the Canadian dollar in this case, right? So something to watch there. So we want to see if we can truly break through this daily support level, right? And give us that push to the downside, right? We did, this retracement was a 786, right? Which puts us just below that 30 at 2 level if that stays the highest retracement level on this pair, okay? So that's from a daily time frame. So if we drop down to the 1, right? We mapped our fibs from the top to the bottom. So this is our active fib on the 1-hour time frame, just shy of an 8.6 retracement. Okay. What I did in this case is I just mapped fibs from the C, right? This would be our C currently, right, to the downside here, just to see what we have from a smaller level. And this is the active fib, active sub fib, right, off of that C point. So AB boundary. Got a 118 and 127, price pushed up, took out the previous high, came back down, and now it's trying to push higher. Okay, so this one is already on the move. Okay, so I would wait for a high price on this one, but it's already making its way higher. Okay, which kind of goes in line with the other yen pairs that we've taken a look at, right? Potential for moves to the upside. So we'll drop a trend line and we'll be able to track price, right? Track it as it moves up. So I'd wait for a higher price to see then what we get, right? Does it come back up to this daily resistance level and stall and then come back down, right? We got stochastic pushing up into the sell zone. So we'll see. But that one I'd wait on. That one I'd wait on. I don't see anything there that we can trade. Just wait for a higher price, whatever that ends up being. Okay. Shift to the euro yen. So on this one, we talked about a couple scenarios, right? We talked about a couple scenarios. One is the King's Crown pattern here on the daily time frame, right? This is the active AB boundary here. We got a shallow retracement, 118 and 127 with the monthly resistance. And then price fell back down to this weekly support, right? But this fall took out that low. Okay, so look, all right, Benny mapped this out for us. All right, on Saturday, took out that low, right? Then we did get price come back up, right? Foresee the right tip, like so. Now we're getting this push to the downside. Okay. Now we're getting a push to the downside. So long term, All right, we keep looking at this move finishing out to the downside. All right, draw this here. We got a 38 to just shy of a 50% retracement, right? And the extension level is there, right? Which is in line with the 618 retracement level. Okay, so long term, this is a potential for us, right? So if we go to the 1, right, we'll take that off for now. We'll keep that sitting there to see how that plays out. So if we take all of this down to the 1 hour time frame, right? Look a little closer, because we saw, look, this move to the downside, right? Very little retracement at all, right? Price has been pushing strong to the downside in favor of the yen, right? That yen strength that we've been talking about. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, right? And we zoom out. So we dropped our fibs from the top to the bottom. Okay. Dropped our fibs from the top to the bottom. This is that move down that took out that previous low on the other side, right? Of that crown pattern. We got a 786 retracement. Okay. Got a 786 retracement. And then price started pushing down. All right. So this is that last leg down that we just took a look at off of the right tip potentially of that crown pattern. What you'll see is we have another one here, right? Another potential reversal pattern, right? In this consolidation, right? Price was moving back and forth, created us the right tip on the daily time frame, right? But we could see a deeper retracement potentially, right? We could see a deeper retracement potentially. So if we draw a fib from here, from that low to this high, right? We're at a 786 retracement level. 786 retracement level, right? Right in line with the left tip here. So this is one that if, like the other pairs, right? If we get some yen weakness, we could see a potential pullback in this, okay? So again, how we can track this, a couple things we can do, right? We can drop our fib from the top to the bottom on this, AB boundary, the extension was hit, right? 50% retracement, the extension was hit here, okay? Strong momentum to the downside. So now we'll be waiting for a new AB boundary to form, right? Once we get the swing low on these sub fibs, a new AB boundary will form, right? And that'll be potential for us to play the B2C move, right? We can play this B2C move. And if we get this move to the upside, right, we'll play TP1, TP2, TP3. If this A gets taken out, right, we could then potentially see price move higher, just like we talked about in the Aussie yen, right, and some of those other pairs. So we'll drop our trend lines here to track this and keep us honest, right? We'll play it with caution, wait for our confirmations, right? But we know we got a D extension hit, okay? Stochastic is in the buy zone. So once we get a swing low and then we get a trend line break, that'll be an opportunity for us to play the move to the upside, okay? And if you wanted to, you can take this down to the 15-minute to see it at a closer level, right? We haven't done this one in a while, but you could, okay? Down to the 15-minute so that you can see when that trend line breaks. Okay. Right. So we'll play with caution, right? Once the AB boundary forms on that 1 hour time frame, that's something we can take a look at. Is that reversal? Okay. So we'll allow it to form, but that's one to keep your eyes on. It's another one to keep your eyes on for potential reversal. Okay. And if price breaks that high, then we see it move higher, right? Which means it would have also broken this outer trend line, right? On that move up. So those are all indicators that momentum is picking up in the opposite direction, right? Right, if we get something like that, right? 2 trend lines broken, we're on the move to the resistance level again, potentially higher. Okay, so if then statements, if price does this, if price gives us a swing low trend line break, have an opportunity to enter the trade to the upside, right? If price breaks the outer trend line, gives us a retest, we could see price move back to the daily resistance level. Okay, if price breaks the daily resistance level, then we could potentially see price move higher, right? If then statements. Okay, if price does this, then I will do this. Okay, you guys follow me this morning? Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Awesome. All right. On the daily time frame, right? That potential would look something like this. Right. Okay. Could give us, right, potentially a failed crown pattern, or if it just stalls here, all right, we could still then see the move back to the downside. Right. If we get price to come back up to this higher level and then move back to the downside. Okay. That's on the daily time frame. And then we could see the move back down. Okay. All right. So that's the euro yen. That's the euro yen. Okay. Keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it. Okay. Take a look at this pound yen. It's been an interesting play. Okay. Trying to make its way up now. But right, been watching this one for a potential pullback. Struggled at this trend line to break it, right? With the news, we got the push up, right? Couldn't fully break, push back down, strong bearish candle. We know the market likes to take back at least 50% of this candle, right? So could see price pull back to this level, maybe a little higher, okay? Which goes in line with potential short-term yen weakness, right? Could see the market take back some of this move. Okay, we've been tracking to the downside. Our in target long-term is this daily 38.2 level here, which comes off of this capital fib. All right, comes off of that capital fib. That's that daily 38.2 level. Okay, but right, price is lingering here. Okay, so we could see price come back to test this trend line again, right, and retest this previous consolidation level that we broke out of. All right, so we're looking for a potential pullback here. So if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, right? Let's see. All right, so we mapped our fibs out on this. And these fibs, if I'm not mistaken, got taken out. Oops. Which is why I deleted them. Right. No, we're still sitting in the zone, right? We're still sitting in the zone at a 786 retracement level. That's where we got the strong push to the downside, right? So price is moving back to the downside. So what we could be preparing for, right? We got a break of this trend line here, right? We got a break of that trend line, right? This is a sub fib AB boundary to the downside, okay? Sub fib AB boundary to the downside. Shallow retracement, 118 to 127. That retracement back to that previous consolidation zone would be here, right? See prices trying to push up out of that zone now. Gave us another double bottom, right? Close to a double bottom anyway. But we could see that push like this, right? Potentially like that, right? Not in a straight line. You guys get it? All right. Back to our TP levels, TP1, TP2, right? Retest these zones, and then we can see that continuation to the downside. Okay. So if you're not already in this one, watch it. You're coming up to that B boundary zone, right? Stochastic pushing up into the sell zone. So once you get here, you could get a pullback, right? So, but we're looking at this move to the upside here, right? TP1, TP2, TP3. Take these out. Oops. This was a previous move. Okay. So TP1 there. TP2 there. TP3 would be that A boundary, right? Could just come up and retest this trend line and then give us that move back to the downside. Okay. But we got 786 retracement, right? So that extension level right here in that weekly support zone, right? At that 127 long term, well, in the medium term, I'll say that, right? So if we get this pullback here, higher price, opportunity for you to potentially enter on the sell side, right? If you don't want to trade this counter trend move, wait for a higher price because overall the bias is short, right? Overall the bias is short. So wait for a high price and look for the move to the downside. Look for price to stall here at the top of this daily resistance zone. Then we'll play the move to the downside, right? If this plays out, it's not a fun looking one, but another potential crown pattern. Right? Get that pullback like so. Right? It's a deeper crown, but see? So we could be looking at good people, right? Entry opportunity at the high, right? To get into that move to the downside. A continuation. Okay. So that is the pound yen. That's the pound yen. Any questions?
Nope, I don't see any. Hey Ryan, I had to step away for a quick sec. Did we
Yeah.
did you cover the Aussie Swiss?
I did not cover the Aussie Swiss.
Okay.
I was just going
Okay,
through some
whenever
yen
you-
crosses. See something fun on it?
Yeah, whenever you get it. Well, we had drew it up earlier during the week, and it made the U-turn for the counter setup. We know we've been tracking it to the downside, but then we had that. There you go. So you're at TP2 already on that one. So
Yeah.
that was a good U-turn that
Beautiful.
we
move
marked
to the
up in
upside.
the live sessions earlier this week. Yep.
Yep. I've just been covering the yen crosses.
Okay.
Those potential
Yep.
crown patterns, right?
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, that was a beautiful move to the upside, TP2. Hopefully some folks took that one. All right.
Yep.
Beautiful. Off that trend line break. Yeah. So, right, TP2, right? Looking for a higher price now. Long term, our bias is potentially short on this. Right. We're looking for, right, a move back to the downside. Is that what we saw? We saw a crown pattern to the upside.
Yeah, we had it both ways. Say, hey, we're gonna take it. You know, we traded it to the
Yeah.
downside, but we know that it was a possibility with that new AB boundary for it to U-turn at that support level, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I saw it flash in the chat. Somebody said they took it. I don't know who that. Let me see.
Desi.
Desi. Awesome.
Desi, right?
Awesome.
So that's that. We could see, right? This could be a temporary pullback, right? For price to push deeper. Right. That is a support level there. Right. So we'll see if price continues up off of that, or if we get a deeper push to the downside. Right. So we'll see. You think this will be that U-turn to push it, Benny, or you think we'll get another move to the downside?
It's hard to tell. I would just because of what's been going on with the Aussie, and then you know, what gave the boost to those safe havens was that CPI report. But I mean, we're clearly risk on, back to risk on. So when and that's typically your commodity currencies get a boost. So this is one of those ones where you just use good trade management you know, and see what happens from here. But right now it's making a good push to that upside. So
Yeah, it is.
I would just manage it accordingly. Sometimes, like I said, it's just hard to tell because things have been going
So
all
back
over the
and forth.
place. Yeah, it's so back and forth. But you know, we spotted the trade to the downside is awesome, and then spotting the U-turn at support. It's pretty good setup. So I don't know if it's going to establish a new high price and then drop or not. I can't. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Was not. Yep. So beautiful move there, right? Beautiful move there. So if the A gets taken out, right, we'll look to continue playing the ABCDs to the upside. Okay. Cool deal.
another one to watch out for, put on the radar is that Aussie CAD.
The Aussie CAD.
Yeah, that Aussie CAD might be been watching that one closely for potential for it to settle down for a potential U-turn eventually. Don't know if it's gonna catch that D, but that's just one to keep an eye on. Like, yeah, you see where it's coming. So that the short has been beautiful, right? We played that short to the downside off that trend line break has been absolutely gorgeous to the downside, but it's coming into like a key zone, and you got a 61.8 on your up fib, and you got a sub D extension, so it's right in the zone, right? To see, so you got two commodity currencies there going on. So, but just one to maybe start dropping your downtrend line and paying attention to that one, everybody. As that move to the downside may exhaust, maybe temporarily, creating a U-turn. But congrats if you took the move to the downside off the trend line break. We had it marked up off the ritual. So
yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yep. Just wanted to put those two out there. I know you got other ones that people requested.
All good, man. We appreciate you, dude. All right. So watch for that U-turn, right? Could make another push to the downside to get that D extension, right? Or it could just reverse here. So, right, it's not very far away. And then give us a U-turn. Right. So we'll watch it close. We will watch it close, right?
How many pips is that off that trend line break that occurred? It's a nice move. We'll call it off of that pullback there. Trend line break and pullback. 106. 106. That was beautiful. 107. Good deal.
Move off that. Yeah. And if you caught it higher, right, off of that, well, it would have been higher. That probably would have been your highest opportunity. That was a strong bearish candle there. Yeah. Because that would have been your trend line break here. Yep. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Same thing over and over and over, good people. Shallow retracement, 118 and 127, move to the downside. All right. So Aussie CAD, look for a potential reversal coming in the near term. Okay, Aussie CAD and Aussie Swiss, right? Aussie Swiss is already moving. With Aussie CAD, look for a potential U-turn there. Okay. Look at the New Zealand yen really quickly. Okay, this is another one we've been watching. All right, looking, pull these out. Okay, got to push up and break that trend line to the down, that down trend line there. Came back, retesting that trend line here. Okay, that one got on up. Okay, so where we are. It's been interesting, right? A lot really sideways. Okay, really sideways. But we got a break of the trend line, pull back. Okay, stochastic is in the sell zone here on the 1 hour time frame, right? But it's been just back and forth, right? Been back and forth. So let me go back out to the daily time frame on this real quick. from a daily perspective, right, we're looking for price to push up at some point, potentially, to get to this daily 38.2 level, right? Whoops, that's not the right pair. My bad, guys. Not the right pair. There we go. There we go. That makes more sense. Here we go. So we have price pushing down. This was the AB boundary here, right? AB boundary. This might be interesting, Benny. This is the AB boundary, right? Active AB boundary to the downside. We got 8-6 retracement. Didn't quite take out the A, right? Then we got the strong move to the upside that we've been watching some folks played, right? So I mapped the fibs also to the upside because we're playing this reversal, right? Move, trend line break there. Okay. Now look, if right price is stalling right here at this daily on this sub fib, right? Of the strong impulsive move to the upside, strong impulsive move to the upside, stalling at a 23.6 level, right? Stalling at a 23.6 level. So, right, being like Benny talked about us being in a risk on environment. Stochastic is in the buy zone, right? We've been talking about potential yen weakness coming, right? This could be an 80-20 play set up on the daily time frame, right? So we'll watch when we get to the 1 hour time frame, right? We'll look at the potential reversal that we called out. But we could see price push higher, right? It's stalling at the 23.6 level now, right? Do we get price to push up here to this 118, 127 zone, right? It makes sense, right? Being in risk on environment, right? Yen weakness, could we see that? Okay, that's potential opportunity from a higher time frame perspective. Okay, potential opportunity from a higher time frame perspective. So price could ride higher, stalling at this daily 32 level. So if we go back to the one, right? This is that strong move to the upside that we've been tracking. We got 38.2 retracement. Okay, got a 38.2 retracement. So we could see the extension get hit. Right, we hit TP1 off of this move to the downside on the NZD yen. Okay, so now do we get this move to the upside? Right, hit the D extension on the daily time frame, give us that 118, 127 in confluence with this weekly resistance. It's potential. It's potential, right? So we're sitting here off of the sub fib, right? Move to the downside. We got a 32 retracement, but price is continuing to stall, right? Struggle getting through this B boundary level, right? To push lower. So we could be in for this move back to the upside. Okay, so if you're not in this one, right, still potentially an opportunity here, right? Stop below the A. Stop below the low. Give a little bit of room to breathe. 43 pips. TP1, so you wouldn't get a 1-to-1 on TP1, right, which had already hit, but TP2 be close to a 1-to-1 and looking for price to ride higher. Okay, you already got a nice deep pullback off of the initial move up, right? A nice deep retracement, and now price is trying to make its way back to the upside. So if that yen weakness continues as we've been looking at, right, we could see this move happen. Okay, could see that happen. So potential long opportunity on the NZD yen, right? And we know from an indicator perspective, right, this pair is one that is looked at as an indicator of risk on, risk off, right? Risk on when price is moving to the upside, right, in favor of the New Zealand dollar, and risk off when the yen is gaining that strength. Okay, so if we get this move to the upside, could be in for that longer play. Okay, so we can drop our trend line off with a high, right? Because it's been sideways, right? We did get a push, came back down into the zone, right? So if we get a trend line break here, right, that could be confirmation for you to play it to the upside. Okay. Any questions on the thought process?
Ryan,
Yes, ma'am.
would we enter where it is right now, or do we wait for the trend line to break?
That will be up to you. That will
Okay.
be up to you. If you want to play it a little more cautiously, you can wait on the trend line break, right? If you want to play it more aggressively, place your stop below the low, right? Down here below the most recent low,
Yeah.
right? And then you could, but that'll be your call on that one.
All right.
Right? That'll be your call on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome.
Hey Ryan,
Yo.
remember I didn't get a chance to go over it last night in the group. It got too late, but you remember we we marked up. People had questions on gold, and we marked it up. We said below 1801, looked at short. You know, it fell off. The bottom fell out of it. I don't know if you looked at gold this morning, but yeah, for people who are interested in gold, we had a markup the other night. Looked at short below 1801, right? Back down to possibly 1790. See if you get a break there. But and then we were like above 1808, right? We needed a breakout because it was creating a little bit of a flag, right? If you go down to like the 15-minute. Yeah, that on a 1 hour, I mean, it just tells the tail off the fib, right? It held right with the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, to a T.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is, right? You see the bottom just fell out of it. But we looked at it from the 15 because it was kind of moving sideways and created a bit of a right there. Remember that?
Yep.
And
trying to give it a double top there and then just went. Yeah.
So
no matter the financial instrument, it's all the same.
Yep. So just wanted to get that in there for a quick update on gold, because I know somebody requested it last night and I didn't get a chance to get to it. So I don't know if they're on here this morning, but I'll cover it again tonight, but just wanted to make sure we got it.
Cool. Right. So that's quick update on gold. That's where it's at, right? TP3 off of that overall move, right? And then you saw that continuation there. Okay. Same thing over and over and over and over again. All right. Got a request for euro pound. So we'll do a markup on this one. I'm not sure where my markup went. We'll do a fresh markup to see where it is. Zoom out. All right, so for the new folks that are on the call, this is the top-down analysis, multi-time frame analysis, right? Start out by just identifying our extremes, extreme high and extreme low, like so, right? We zoom in, we get our support and resistance in. Okay. I'm gonna combine those two just because they're pretty close, right? Monthly resistance there. That level got broken, so I'm gonna wait on that one. We'll see it on the daily time frame or on the weekly time frame. So we'll take this support level here, right? And this is the range that it's been in, right? Top to bottom, right? Could be coming back down to the bottom there, right? So let's go to the weekly time frame. Okay, this is that support level. Oops. So weekly support. Got these two levels of weekly resistance here. Take them individually, change that to blue. Change that to blue. And we'll grab this top one. Okay. like that. All right, so that's our weekly support and resistance. Okay, we've got another level down here right in that monthly zone, so that'll be good. Go to the daily. All right, so we got daily resistance here. Support level down there in that weekly zone. Okay, so it's another strong level for us to watch there. Okay, we see overall, right, price has been moving to the downside, right? We got a nice strong push up, and then we got this long, prolonged, drawn out move to the downside, right? We've been looking at this both ways for quite some time. Okay, so if you look at this, right, from this low, zoom in. Okay, from this low, was it this one? There we go, right? We had fibs running to the upside there. That one got taken out to the downside, right? So then we track the fib from top to bottom. AB boundary, okay? Shallow retracement. Couldn't quite break this weekly support, right? To get to that 118, 127. It's just been bouncing and bouncing and bouncing back and forth, right? So that stochastic is down in the buy zone. Price is pushing to the downside. Okay, so trying to break out of this consolidation zone. We were here for a minute, right? Price tried to break out, couldn't do it, came down, right? Couldn't break the low, came back, but couldn't break it. Okay, so now we want to see, right? As price is pushing down, does this weekly support level hold again? Okay, does it hold again? Depending on how this plays out, right? Couldn't break out, right? If we get it pushed back down, not the accurate ratios, but potential harmonic pattern that could play out there, okay? But the price is pushing down strong, right, in favor of the pound. So 80, AB boundary, 80-20 potential scenario here from a long-term perspective, okay? So if we take this low and map our fib out to the highs, AB boundary, we got shallow retracement, just shy of the 118 level, and price is pushing back down to the downside, okay? So that's where we are from a daily perspective. Price is pushing down, right? Coming into our sweet spot zone. We could see it come deeper though. Okay, we could see it come deeper back to retest the zone that it broke out of. Could see that. And then a move to the upside. Okay, so that's daily perspective on the euro pound. We will map all of this down to our lower time frame. Okay. Turn off support and resistance. Okay, so that's where we are, right? That's where we are. So how we can play this, okay? If we drop the fibs from this high, we've had fibs taken out to the upside, right? If we map them to the upside, you'll see fibs were taken out to the upside, right? Bang, right? Fibs taken out both ways. So we'll start at this high here and come down, right? So AB boundary, we got, looks like came just shy of the 618, so a 50% retracement, and price is pushing, right? Broke the B boundary level, all right? So price is pushing. Look for this D extension to be hit, which would be right in line with kind of our daily view, right? Hit that D extension level, retest this weekly support, and then we could potentially see reversal after that swing low forms, new AB boundary forms off of these fibs to the downside, right? So I would wait for this D extension to get hit, the support level to be retested, and a new AB boundary to form. We do have a stochastic in the buy zone here, but price is pushing strong to the downside. So I wouldn't try to run a sub fib or anything off of that. I would just wait for that D extension to get hit and play it from there. So that's what I'd be looking at on that euro pound. All right. Any questions? Any questions?
Nope.
Nope. All right, good people. Well, I'll let you guys know it'll be a little tight on time today, but that's the market, guys. Watch those pound pairs, the Aussie Swiss. What was that other one, Benny? I just forgot it. Sorry, guys. What was that other pair, Benny?
Yeah, Aussie CAD.
Aussie CAD. That's it. The Aussie CAD, right? Aussie CAD for the reversal. The yen pairs, right? The yen crosses, right? For some yen weakness. So those pairs to take a little break, give a move to the upside. Okay. So take a look at them, watch them. Ben, you got anything before we close out, bro?
No, that's it. That's it. Not too much today as we close out the week. You guys can see that like at this pair we're looking at right now on the screen, that we said come September you'll see things start to trend, a lot more, and that's exactly what we're getting. So some of the moves that we marked up, we've just been sitting in for quite some time, watching them move in a particular direction, maybe adding to the trades, playing some counter setups as the waves start to to take form. And just continue to pay attention, to the fundamentals. Like I see, we're definitely risk on. You may see a little boost in that Aussie that may start that U-turn, may create that U-turn. We got a boost in copper prices, right? So, you got iron ore, which is still down, but your copper prices are up a bit, so that may help the Australian dollar out a little bit. So. Just continue to pay attention to educate yourself on the fundamentals that it can help you gain more confidence on the chart. So see everybody tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So everybody have a great day.
Yes, sir. 9 p.m. tonight. Catch Benny's Asian session, everybody. You guys have a phenomenal day, phenomenal rest of your week. Yeah, we'll catch you guys tonight.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
You're welcome.